Alright, so our last video got us started with Rangers, and we saw there was just a huge amount of new information added for them before you even get to the Ranger Archetypes. So let's look at the first Ranger Archetype here called the Fey Wanderer. I got a nice little picture right here. This individual looks sort of Fey enchanted with the horns or whatever right there. It looks like they like to dual wield. So there's a little human in the picture. So looking here at the archetypes, at third levels where you can pick this one up just as you would expect. A Fey mystique surrounds you thanks to the boon of an archfey, the shining fruit you ate from a talking tree, the magic spring you swam in, or some other auspicious event. So if you want to customize your character, just come up with whatever event you feel like that got you into this Fey Wanderer archetype right here. However you acquired your Fey magic, you are now a Fey Wanderer, a ranger who represents both the mortal and the Fey realms. As you wander the multiverse, your joyful laughter brightens the hearts of the downtrodden, and your martial prowess strikes terror in your foes. For great is the mirth of the Fey, and dreadful is their fury. So at level 3 here, you're going to pick up something called Dreadful Strikes. You can augment your weapon strikes with mind-scarring magic drawn from the gloomy hollows of the Feywild. When you hit a creature with a weapon, you can deal an extra 1d4 psychic damage to the target, which can take this extra damage only once per turn. So psychic damage is great. Not much is going to be resistant or immune to that. Shame you only take it once per turn. Later, when you get more than one attack per round, that would be nice to add it to each one. The extra damage increases to 1d6 when you reach level 11. I might encourage the DM to make that 1d4 psychic per hit instead of per turn after level 11. See if you can convince them of that right there. It seems like a little better improvement. Also at level 3, you can pick up Fey Wanderer Magic. You learn an additional spell when you reach certain levels in this class, as shown in the Fey Wanderer spells table. Each spell counts as a ranger spell, but it doesn't count against the number of spells you know. Always a good plus right there. So at level 3, you get Charmed Person, exactly what you would expect with Fey. Level 5, Misty Step, another good one. Level 9, Dispel Magic. 13, Dimension Door. And then 17, Mislead. So that sounds like a good little set of options. You'd think they would have given you 2 spells per ranger level right here that you reach. It's odd they just give you 1, practically all of them. You usually get 2, so I don't know why they got a little bit shorted right there on the spells. You also possess a natural blessing from a Fey ally or a place of Fey power. Choose your blessing from the Feywild gifts table or determine it randomly. So you could roll a d6 right here, or you could just pick one that you like. So looking at the different options, look at the first one. Illusory butterflies flutter around you while you take a short or long rest. So obviously they're going to use a sense of humor with these Feywild gifts right here. That wouldn't have to be butterflies. Maybe it's just about anything else, little birds or whatever you could think of. Number 2, fresh seasonal flowers sprout from your hair each dawn. So how about that? You wake up each morning and somebody can pick the flowers off your head. Well, that wouldn't look unusual at all, would it? Number 3, you faintly smell of cinnamon, lavender, nutmeg, or another comforting herb or spice. You could have some fun with those different smells right there that you could add too. 4, your shadow dances while no one is looking directly at it. That wouldn't be weird at all, would it? Number 5, horns or antlers sprout from your head. I like the idea of the antlers right there. Kind of like this person up here, like they went with the horns, but the antlers seem like a cool option. Number 6, your skin and hair change color to match the season at each dawn. So I guess it's kind of like a tree, how they change colors as you go through the seasons. Sort of the same idea right there. So with the Feywild gifts, I definitely would not limit it to just those 6 right there. Anything funny and comical that you can come up with would be a nice little addition to that table. Write them in as you think about them right there, and over time you'd probably have a large one made up. So at level 3, you also get Otherworldly Glamour. Your Fey qualities give you a supernatural charm. As a result, whenever you make a charisma check, you gain a bonus to the check equal to your wisdom modifier plus 1. So your wisdom modifier is going to help you out with charisma checks. In addition, you gain proficiency in one of the following skills of your choice: deception, performance, or persuasion. That does sound like something associated with the Fey there. Then at level 7, you get Beguiling Twist. The magic of the Feywild guards your mind. You have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened, so it makes sense you would get that with a Fey ancestry. In addition, whenever you or a creature you can see within 120 feet of you succeeds on a saving throw against being charmed or frightened, you can use your reaction to force a different creature you can see within 120 feet of you to make a wisdom saving throw against your spell DC. If the save fails, the target is charmed or frightened by you, your choice, for 1 minute. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a successful save. So if anything has a charm or frighten thrown on it, and you see it, you can actually turn this and use it against someone or something else. Nice little reaction to use right there. Here underneath this at level 11, you see Fey reinforcements. The royal courts of the Feywild have blessed you with the assistance of Fey beings. You know, summon Fey. So we'll look at that spell here in just a second. It doesn't count against the number of ranger spells you know, always good, and you can cast it without a material component. You can also cast it once without a spell slot. How nice is that? And you regain the ability to do so when you finish a long rest. So you're basically gaining an additional spell and spell slot with this at level 11. Whenever you start casting the spell, you can modify it so it doesn't even require concentration. It's good. If you do so, the spell's duration becomes 1 minute for that casting. So it's a good little addition at level 11. Level 15, Misty Wanderer. You can slip in and out of the Feywild to move in a blink of an eye. You can cast Misty Step without expending a spell slot. So another extra additional spell added here. You can do so a number of times, equal to your wisdom modifier, minimum of 1, and you regain all expended uses after a long rest. In addition, whenever you cast Misty Step, you can bring someone along with you. So you can bring along one willing creature you can see within 5 feet of you. That creature teleports to an unoccupied space of your choice within 5 feet of your destination space. So some nice little additions right there. And then looking at this spell, Summon Fey, well, there you see you can call forth a Fey spirit that manifests in an unoccupied space that you can see within 90 feet. This corporeal form uses the Fey spirit stat block, and when you cast the spell, choose a mood: fuming, mirthful, or tricksy. So that's going to affect how the individual operates. So notice it's going to be a small Fey, armor class 12, plus the level of the spell, so that can help it out at higher levels. 30 plus 10 for each spell level above 3rd, movement of 40, not bad. So it's immune to being charmed, dark vision 60, and so on. Has multi-attack, makes a number of attacks equal to half the spell level rounded down, so get some extra attacks there. Has a short sword, melee weapon attack. Your spell attack modifier is what it needs for hit. Reach 5, one target, doing 1d6 plus 3, plus the spell's level, piercing, plus another 1d6 force. So this can actually be a very good short sword attack. Bonus actions. So with Fey Step, the Fey magically teleports up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space it can see. Then one of the following effects occurs based on which Fey you chose. First, you have Fuming. The Fey has advantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of this turn. Next is the Mirthful. The Fey can force one creature it can see within 10 feet of it to make a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. Unless the save succeeds, the target is charmed by you and the Fey for 1 minute, or until the target takes any damage. And then last is the Tricksy. The Fey can fill a 5-foot cube within 5 feet of it with magical darkness, which lasts until the end of its next turn. So some nice little additions right here to this Fey Wanderer. Again, this is for the Ranger Archetype. Hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.